What is up, everybody? JT Dangerously once again. I am back for my Week 5 NFL predictions. Now, Week 4 just ended with the Kansas City Chiefs defeating the Denver Broncos tonight on Monday Night Football. So Week 4 is in the books, and now we're into Week 5 of the NFL season. So I'm very excited to do these predictions for you guys, and I hope you guys do enjoy. Now, our record coming into Week 5 after a very good Week 4, we went 8-7. So our overall record coming in is 27, 34, and 2. So our 3-week losing streak is finally over, and we're back to a 1-week winning streak. And hopefully in this video, we're going to make it 2 weeks. Now, if you have not checked out all the videos I put up on the channel today, definitely go check them out. We got more videos that are coming up this week, so hopefully you guys will be able to watch all the videos I put up. So always show your support by watching those videos, super kicking those like buttons, and commenting your picks, your opinions, and representing your NFL team in the comments section down below. Now, this is your first time watching my channel as a first-time viewer, and this is your first video. Boy, you picked a good one if you're a huge NFL fan like myself and you're ready for Week 5 of the NFL season. Welcome to the Dangerous Lines. I'm JT Dangerously. Welcome to the club, because this club is 2. Whoop, whoop. Again, thank you guys so very much. Now, other than that, let's get right into these predictions. Starting off with the buys, there's only 2, the Chicago Bears and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. So if you're a fantasy football owner and you have players that are on bye, switch them out for suitable replacements for your next fantasy football matchup. Now, let's start off on Thursday Night Football with an AFC showdown featuring the Indianapolis Colts heading to Gillette to face my New England Patriots. Now, the Colts are coming off a tough loss in overtime to the Houston Texans on Sunday. Even though Andrew Luck had over 464 yards and 4 touchdowns, they just fell short to the Houston Texans on Sunday. They're looking to rebound and bounce back. The only other side, you have my New England Patriots coming off a big win over the Miami Dolphins. I guess they hit the wall. And the Patriots looked a lot better than they were the last couple games I saw them. I mean, Tom Brady had a big game with over 274 yards and 3 touchdowns. Sony Michel, the former Georgia Bulldog, had an amazing game on the ground with over 100 yards and a touchdown. And the Patriots looking to continue their winning ways. So coming from me in this matchup on Thursday Night Football, man, Andrew Luck versus Tom Brady. T.Y. Hilton versus Gronkowski, Gordon, Dorsett, Chris Hogan. I'm going to go with my New England Patriots to defeat the Indianapolis Colts on Thursday Night Football. And now the Sunday slate, starting at 10 a.m. here on the West Coast, 1 p.m. on the East Coast. Starting off with the Tennessee Titans heading to Orchard Park to face the Buffalo Bills. Now, the Tennessee Titans are coming off a big win over the Philadelphia Eagles in overtime. Marcus Mariota had a big-time game for the Titans. They're looking to get another big win. The only other side of the Buffalo Bills coming off a blowout loss to the Green Bay Packers. They just did not look good. Josh Allen did not have not a great game, and Buffalo's looking to also rebound and bounce back. So coming from me in this matchup, I'm going to go with Marcus Mariota and the Tennessee Titans to defeat the Buffalo Bills. And now the next matchup, it is the Dirty Birds, the Atlanta Falcons, heading to Heinz Field to face the Pittsburgh Steelers. Now, the Atlanta Falcons are coming off a loss at home to the Cincinnati Bengals on Sunday. They could have won that game. They could have came back and won that game, but they lost it in the fourth quarter in the last couple minutes. And Atlanta's looking not really good so far. I mean, they had multiple chances to win that game against Cincinnati, but they just once again choked under the pressure. And Atlanta's looking to get a rebound win here. The only other side of the Pittsburgh Steelers coming off their loss to the Baltimore Ravens on Sunday Night Football, and they just do not look good at all. Since the Le'Veon Bell thing has been going on, the Steelers team is just not gelling as I thought they were. Even though Ben Roethlisberger had a pretty okay game, Antonio Brown had a touchdown, but another loss. I mean, Mike Tomlin's job just got a lot hotter with this loss, especially to the Ravens of all teams. So coming from me in this matchup, I'm going to go, hopefully, I won't be wrong here, but I'm going to go with the Pittsburgh Steelers to defeat the Atlanta Falcons in a close one. And now the next matchup, it is the Denver Broncos heading to East Rutherford to face the New York Jets. Now, the Denver Broncos are coming off a loss tonight on Monday Night Football to the Kansas City Chiefs. They just did not look good, and they're looking to rebound and bounce back. The only other side of the New York Jets coming off their loss to the Jacksonville Jaguars on Sunday, they just did not look good. Sam Darnold did not have his best game, and the Jets are looking to just get a rebound win. So coming from me in this matchup, I'm going to go with Case Keenum and the Denver Broncos to defeat the New York Jets. And now the next matchup, it is a huge AFC showdown featuring the Jacksonville Jaguars heading to Arrowhead to face the Kansas City Chiefs. Now the Jacksonville Jaguars are coming off a big win on Sunday at home over the New York Jets. Blake Bortles had a big-time game. Leonard Fournette did not play. I don't think he was playing in that game. TJ Yeldon had a big-time touchdown, and Jacksonville's looking to get another big win. The only other side, you have the Kansas City Chiefs coming off a big win over the Denver Broncos tonight on Monday Night Football. Patrick Mahomes with another big-time game, and Kansas City's looking to continue their undefeated streak. So coming from me in this matchup, this one's tough. Blake Bortles versus Patrick Mahomes II. You got Kareem Hunt versus TJ Yeldon and maybe Leonard Fournette. You got that defense against maybe the best defense in the AFC right now. So coming from me, I am taking Patrick Mahomes and the Kansas City Chiefs to defeat the Jacksonville Jaguars in a close one. And now the next matchup, it is an NFC North battle featuring the Green Bay Packers heading to Ford Field to face the Detroit Lions. Now the Green Bay Packers are coming off a big win against the Buffalo Bills on Sunday. Aaron Rodgers had a big-time game. Jimmy Graham also had a big-time game. The Packers are looking to get a big win over an NFC North rival. The only other side of the Detroit Lions coming off their loss to the Dallas Cowboys on Sunday. Even though Matthew Stafford had a pretty solid game, he had over 307 yards and 2 touchdowns. They just fell short to the Dallas Cowboys. And the Lions are looking to get a big win over their NFC North rivals. So coming from me in this NFC North showdown, this game is usually a Thanksgiving game. Thanksgiving Day game. So I'm going to go with the Green Bay Packers to defeat the Detroit Lions in a close one. And now the next matchup, it is an AFC North showdown featuring the Baltimore Ravens heading to Cleveland to face the Cleveland Browns. Now the Baltimore Ravens are coming off a big win over the Pittsburgh Steelers tonight on Sunday Night Football on Sunday, and they're looking to get another big win in the AFC North. Joe Flacco had a big-time game with 2 touchdowns, and their defense definitely got to Ben Roethlisberger. The only other side is the Cleveland Browns coming off a heartbreaking loss to the Oakland Raiders in overtime, but we got to see what Baker Mayfield had. Even though he had 2 picks, he had nearly 300 yards passing and 2 touchdowns. Their rookie running back, Nick Chubb, another Georgia Bulldog, had an amazing day on the ground with over 105 yards and 2 touchdowns. But this Browns team looks to be getting better and better with Baker Mayfield starting. So coming from me in this AFC North showdown, man, I'm going to go with the Baltimore Ravens to defeat the Cleveland Browns in a close matchup. And now the next matchup, it is the New York Giants heading to Charlotte to face the Carolina Panthers. Now the New York Giants are coming off a loss to the New Orleans Saints on Sunday. They did not look good, and they gave up a lot of points to one running back in Alvin Kamara. So the Giants are looking to get a rebound win here. Then on the other side, you have Carolina coming off a bye, so they're going to be fresh. They're back at home, and they're looking to get a big win coming off their bye. So coming from me in this matchup, I'm going to take Cam Newton and the Carolina Panthers to defeat the New York Giants. And now the next matchup, it is the Miami Dolphins heading to Cincinnati to face the Cincinnati Bengals. Now the Miami Dolphins are coming off a tough loss to my New England Patriots, even though a lot of people were picking the Miami Dolphins to win. They just hit the wall. They just did not look good, and in that game, I saw them put in Brock Osweiler. Really? Brock Osweiler. You guys have that bust on your team as a backup? Well, I'll just say it right now. At least he's better than Cutler. Let's just be honest here. But Miami's looking to rebound and bounce back. The only other side of the Cincinnati Bengals coming off their win over the Atlanta Falcons on the road, but they lost a huge player on their team. They lost Tyler Eifert, their tight end for the year, with a very gruesome leg injury, even though Andy Dalton had a big-time game with over 337 yards and 3 touchdowns. A.J. Green had the game-winning touchdown for the Bengals, but losing Eifert is huge. Big-time huge for the Bengals. So coming from me in this matchup, man, I'm going to go with the Cincinnati Bengals to defeat the Miami Dolphins in a close one. And now the next matchup, it is an AFC West showdown featuring the Oakland Raiders heading to Los Angeles to face the Los Angeles Chargers. Now, the Oakland Raiders are coming off their first win of the season on Sunday, defeating the Cleveland Browns in overtime. Derek Carr had a huge game. He had over 437 yards, 4 touchdowns. Amari Cooper had his best game of the year with 128 yards and a touchdown. Jared Cook had a big-time game with over 110 yards receiving and 2 touchdowns. Marshawn Lynch had over 130-plus yards. And the Raiders are definitely riding high after their first win of the season. And they're looking to make it number 2. Then on the other side, you have the Los Angeles Chargers coming off a win over the San Francisco 49ers. Phillip Rivers had a pretty solid game, but they nearly lost to the San Francisco 49ers, and that's saying a lot. So coming from me in this NFC West showdown, I may get this one wrong, I'm going to go with the Los Angeles Chargers at home to defeat the Oakland Raiders in a close one. And now the next matchup is an NFC West showdown featuring the Arizona Cardinals heading to Santa Clara to face the San Francisco 49ers. Now the Arizona Cardinals are coming off a tough loss to the Seattle Seahawks on Sunday, but we got to see what Josh Rosen had in his first game as a starter. He looked pretty good, but they just fell short against the Seattle Seahawks in the end. And they're looking to get a rebound win here, especially in the NFC West. The only other side of the San Francisco 49ers coming off their loss to the Los Angeles Chargers. Even though they didn't have Jimmy Garoppolo, they nearly came back and won that game with quarterback C.J. Beathard. So there's still some hope for Niner fans, but losing Garoppolo was big for me. So coming from me in this NFC West showdown, this one's going to be a good one. Josh Rosen versus C.J. Beathard. I'm going to go with the San Francisco 49ers to rebound and bounce back and defeat the Arizona Cardinals. And now the next matchup. It is the rematch of this last year's NFC Championship game between the Minnesota Vikings heading to Philly to face the Super Bowl champ Philadelphia Eagles. Now the Minnesota Vikings are coming off their loss to the Los Angeles Rams on Thursday night. Kirk Cousins had a pretty solid game. He had over 422 yards and 3 touchdowns. Stephon Diggs had over 123 yards receiving. Adam Thielen had over 135 yards and a touchdown, but they fell short to the very good Los Angeles Rams team. And they're looking to rebound and bounce back here and also gain that revenge that after last year's NFC Championship game against Philly, that Philly absolutely smoked them out and took them right out of the chance of hosting their own Super Bowl. So you know this Vikings team is looking for some revenge. The only other side, you have the Philadelphia Eagles coming off their loss to the Tennessee Titans in overtime. Carson Wentz did not have his best game, even though he had 348 yards and 2 touchdowns. Alshon Jeffrey had a big game, over 105 yards and a touchdown. Zach Ertz had over 112 yards receiving. But they fell short against Marcus Mariota and the Titans in overtime. And this Eagles team is definitely very shaky this season after winning the Super Bowl last year. So coming from me in this NFC Championship rematch, I'm going to go with Kirk Cousins and the Minnesota Vikings to exact their revenge and defeat the Philadelphia Eagles. And now the next matchup, another big NFC West showdown featuring the undefeated Los Angeles Rams heading to CenturyLink to face the Seattle Seahawks. Now, the Rams are coming off a big win on Thursday Night Football over the Minnesota Vikings. This Rams team went off, and it was maybe the best game on Thursday night. Jared Goff had over 465 yards passing and 5 touchdowns. Cooper Kupp had over 162 yards and 2 touchdowns. And this team all around was just looked to be unstoppable in the NFC right now. Maybe the most dangerous team in the NFC at the moment. And they're looking to get another big win against an NFC West rival. The only other side, you have the Seattle Seahawks coming off a big win over the Arizona Cardinals on the road on Sunday, but they did lose Earl Thomas for the year with a fractured lower leg, so that defense definitely lost a key player in Earl Thomas. Mike Davis, their running back, had a monster game on the ground with over 100 yards and 2 touchdowns. And the Seattle team looks good. They got Doug Baldwin back, but losing Earl Thomas is big. And this is going to be a very daunting task for the Seahawks to knock off the undefeated Los Angeles Rams, which I don't see a lot of teams beating this season. So coming from me in this NFC West showdown, man, being a Hawks fan, I got a lot of respect for the Rams. Got a hell of a lot of respect for the Rams. So coming from me, even though I'm picking against my Seahawks, I'm going to go with the Los Angeles Rams to win. I just do not see them losing. I don't see them losing more than 3 games or 4. So I'm taking the Rams to defeat the Seattle Seahawks. And now the Sunday night matchup pitting the Dallas Cowboys heading to Houston to face the Houston Texans. Now, Dallas Cowboys are coming off a big win at home over the Detroit Lions on Sunday. Dak Prescott had a big-time game. He had over 255 yards and 2 touchdowns. Zeke had over 150 yards rushing and a receiving touchdown. And this Dallas Cowboys team is looking to get another big win. The only other side, you have the Houston Texans coming off their big win over the Indianapolis Colts in overtime. Deshaun Watson had a big-time game. DeAndre Hopkins had a big-time game. Their defense definitely stepped up and got their first win of the season. So let's see if they can make it number 2. So coming from me in this matchup on Sunday Night Football, ooh, man, Dak Prescott, Mississippi State versus Deshaun Watson, Clemson. Zeke versus that defense with J.J. Watt, Jadeveon Clowney. Ooh, this one's going to be good. But I'm going to go with the Houston Texans to get their second win of the season and defeat the Dallas Cowboys in a close one. And now the Monday night matchup pitting the Washington Redskins heading to the Mercedes Superdome to face the New Orleans Saints. Now, the Redskins are coming off a bye in Week 4, so they're coming in healthy, fresh, and looking to get a big-time win. The only other side of the New Orleans Saints coming off a big win over the New York Giants on Sunday, and it was all by the hands of Alvin Kamara. He had a monster game on the ground. He had over 134 yards and 3 touchdowns, and that's all the Saints needed to defeat the Giants on Sunday. And they're looking to get another big win on prime time on Monday Night Football in the Mercedes Superdome. So coming from me in this matchup on Monday Night Football, I'm going with Drew Brees, Alvin Kamara, and the New Orleans Saints to defeat the Washington Redskins. And those are my Week 5 NFL predictions. Now, I want to thank you guys so very much for watching these predictions today. Comment below, who do you have winning in Week 5? Do you see any big-time upsets? And as always, represent your NFL team in the comment section down below and your picks. Let's have a conversation about it. Of course, I'm always on to see your comment, like it, and of course, reply right back to you because comments are absolutely always welcome on this channel. Now, I do want to thank you guys so very much for watching this video and all the videos I put up on the channel today. Now, before you guys go, you guys can never forget to do this. That like button, comment, share with your friends. Of course, super kick that like button like only you guys can. Of course, you can never forget to do this as well. That subscribe button, become part of this bigger and dangerous alliance. And I will see you guys tomorrow for my official New Japan Pro Wrestling's King of Pro Wrestling 2018 predictions. Scroll Kushida 3. Later days, guys, and peace.